5 consecutive years, the Malaysian Chong Wei will walk out onto centre stage on finals day. And let me tell you, there's plenty of Malaysian fans here in Seoul. He is the defending champion. 12 months ago, he beat his great rival, Lindan, in a thrilling final lasting 1 hour and 15 minutes. Today, he's got a different Chinese opponent. The number 4 seed, Pengyu, is still looking for his first ever major title. His first ever title in open badminton. This is his 4th time in a Super Series tournament final. Song Hee-ju, our umpire, she will take charge of this match. Well, we were talking of the mixed doubles that Zhao Yunlei, 20 Super Series titles now, but of course she plays 2 events. Chong Wei has already won 28 Super Series titles. There's a very good reason why he's the number 1 seed and world number 1. And his win-loss record for last year translates into 9 finals. 5 titles. The only tournament he played where he didn't finish the final was, of course, the Super Series finals, where, having lost to his opponent of today in the group stages, he then withdrew from the competition. Well, his toughest match was actually in the first round against the former world junior champion Wang Zheming. Dropped the opening game there, 1 hour and 5 minutes. He had to battle through Mark Schwiebler, the European champion, in the second round, then a quarter-final against number 7 seed Hu Yun, and another player from Hong Kong in the semi-final, Wong Wing Ki. So the defending champion, well, he's always very professional. And as always, Pengyu is a great fighter on courts, because the number 4 seed, world ranking, as you can see, of 5, making his 4th appearance here at this particular event. His first time, though, in the final. Well, he will be turning 25 in 9 days' time. And what a tournament he's had so far. It has to be said, though, as you can see, he hasn't played against a seeded player so far. All of his matches in 2 straight games, but when you look at that second round match, 21-8, 21-15, and it still took 51 minutes. His semi-final, 12-17, that took 50 minutes. It's an indication of his style of play. He loves long, hard rallies. And this, the 8th meeting between these 2 men. Previous 7. The last time they met were those Super Series finals group stage that I was mentioning. Of course, that victory for Pengyu, the last time they met, counts for head-to-heads, but it didn't count as far as his calculation in those Super Series finals, because Chong Wei, having withdrawn after that first match, then all of his matches within the group were null and void. But that does not mean that this man, Pengyu, has not drawn great confidence from that previous victory.
China. And on my left, Chong Wei, Malaysia. Chong Wei to serve, level, play.
Well, I told you there was a number of Malaysian fans here in Seoul. World number 1 defending champion nearest to us as we look down on the court, all white kit. Pengyu seems to like playing here in Korea. 2 previous semi-finals.
And he's gonna rally.
Yeah.
You already see it from the start. So the honeymoon is over. Chong Wei is a guy who wants to run. And that's gonna be There's no doubt that Chong Wei on his top form and has more weapons than Pengyu, but if he's not top fit, then that's tough to be seen from Du. He doesn't look like a guy that really runs out of steam.
Wonderful control at net from Chong Wei.
1-4.
Chinese coach and former world champion himself.
The guy that with his work and then of course has been Chong Wei. So
yeah, I always think though one of the tests of great champions is how they respond to defeat and how they respond to adversity. And I'm going to be very interested to see Chong Wei here. He didn't really like having to pull out of the Super Series finals. It was clear he wasn't really in the right frame of mind or the right physical condition, of course.
but it's not in his nature.
It's not in his nature. I think he did the right thing, but I mean, of course, now there's question marks. He's lost to his opponent of today, and how will he come back from that?
There's one guy that's okay with getting out of one tournament. Chong Wei.
Because in general terms, he's a great supporter of the Super Series. In fact, he's here this year, 5th consecutive final at the Korean Open, and ever since we've had the Super Series, of course, Korea and Malaysia have always been coupled together, and of course he always wants to do well in his home event, and the fact that he still supports the Korean Open, very, very good.
Fantastic. You can say, you know, might always not be the wisest thing to do, but he's supporting the two. He should be respected for that.
Yeah. Oh, but not only, you know, you question whether it's the wisest thing to do. Last year he won these first two Super Series back to back. You know,
you can say that, you know, maybe you will eventually get too tired, you know. If
yes.
And because he's that good, Chong Wei doesn't turn up in the tournament and lose first round.
No.
You know, he doesn't.
No. So it's an awful lot of badminton.
A lot of badminton. Just like this men's singles is so physically hard that just these 2 weeks here, which if he reached the final or wins it here, and next week reach the final or win it there, that's very, very hard.
Yeah, it is. But he's proved that it can be done, and I wish there was more badminton players that could learn from him.
Yeah, exactly.
And because there's too many badminton players at the moment complaining that they're playing too much, and yet you see this Malaysian, the world #1. I know he's special, but he's coming out. He's putting himself on the line the whole time, and he comes through it.
Yeah.
Good.
Very, very, very well.
The feet.
He's had that look in his eye this week, Chong Wei.
Yeah.
He was here. He's here on the mission.
Yeah.
And especially against this guy who we lost to the last time. So. Some funny, easy mistakes from Du here in the beginning. Something he normally doesn't really do. I think he's normally very solid in his game. But so maybe he's feeling a little bit of pressure from the tempo from Chong Wei, and maybe also the being here in the final and having the chance to win. Super serious tournament.
Talking the other day, weren't we, Jim, about, you know, getting that first major title, and we related it to tennis and Ivan Lendl and Andy Murray, and now they've, you know, once you've won your first, then, but it's getting over that hurdle. And Du Pengyu, you know, well, he's already played in 2 Premier finals, both last year, Indonesia and Denmark, but has never even won a Grand Prix tournament. It may be, it really is playing on his mind.
It could be. Definitely no reason why he shouldn't be able to do it anymore, because he's really, really developed into a very good tennis player.
So even a badminton player.
Huh?
Even a badminton player. Yeah, that's magnificent. The accuracy of his smashes, you know. So many players would be pretty happy if they did that once or twice in a match. He does it time and time again. Oh. 11-4 the advantage. We've only had 7 minutes of play. And we're already at the mid-game interval. Subok, Chong Wei's coach. Of course, it was a big year, a difficult year for Chong Wei. So much expectation, carrying the hopes and dreams of a nation, trying to win Malaysia's first ever Olympic gold medal in any sport. Came up just short, but what a magnificent final it was against Lindan, 21-19 in the deciding game. He had his injury problems, the shoulder injury, the ankle injury, had personal problems. Then at the end of the year, he had the delight of getting married. Well, that in itself was a huge media attention and an intrusion in a way. Now back to the business, back to badminton, and at the moment, looking back to his best.
He's not really getting any chance. And Chong Wei is really, really playing well at the net. He's playing tight. So Du is not controlling anything at the moment.
Small.
Over 5-12.
Good mate shot. Du Pengyu trying to change his normal tactics, trying to force it a little bit more. It's not working for him. Came from above the shuttle. Had the options, could have pushed it. Just played the lovely little block in the end.
It's very difficult for Du right now because he's actually standing on the side where he should be using the backcourt a little bit more because Li Chong Wei is standing on the drift side and he just, you know, with that net play he can't do anything.
Just wide.
Just to
Yeah.
He's not giving Du any time at all to get in control or balance. And so he's one step behind all the time. See?
That's called good.
But that's what he should use some more because he's standing on that side where he should use the drift. So it actually doesn't work to his favor playing that. He should play some more neutral shots into the court. So Li Chong Wei can't play the tight net spin. And then use the backcourt, make him work.
Off the skies. Lovely play from the 30-year-old Malaysian. That sounds odd when you watch him, doesn't it? So fit and agile. Yeah, good work by Du Pengyu.
7-16.
Better by Du, using the full court.
8-16.
That's brilliant. What a smash.
9-16.
Good flick serve. Missed it.
But it is an area of his game that I think he has improved over the last year, that his attacking game is getting much better. He's going more for the lines where he went more for that, you know, the running game where he tied his opponent. I think his attacking game is getting better. He still, as we discussed yesterday, he still uses, it's going to sound awful, but he still uses too much time on the players that he's supposed to beat easily.
Yeah.
And that, therefore, I think he knows he has to develop a better attacking game, so he can take these matches. As you said before, he was 21-8, 21 something in the second against the guy in the second round, and used 51 minutes.
Yeah,
that's way too long.
Yeah.
Chong Wei, he would have used 25 to 30. And with these guys, it has a lot to say. It has a lot to say.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-18.
Good support for the Chong Wei. Well, if this is the support he gets in Korea, looking forward to see the support he gets next week.
Yeah.
Service over. 11-19.
Malaysia has always been a place where badminton has been exciting to watch. Crowd there. Malaysia.
All that short.
That's in.
Oh! Yeah, well, he's surprised too.
19.
Well,
Over. 20 game point.
Chong Wei
12.
was very concerned that the call was going to give it in. Was just about to react and appeal to the umpire. It was given out, and it is game point.
Game.
That's long of the back line, and he converts on his first opportunity.
Chong Wei. 21-12.
21-12 confirms the umpire. 18 minutes of play. And the defending champion, Chong Wei, will be very happy with the start he's made. So too are the fans. So the court's just been mopped of the perspiration that's been left on the court surface, and that play can resume at the start of this second game.
Second game. Low ball.
champion here at the Victor Korea Open, having taken the first game 21-12. But before Malaysian fans start celebrating too much, last time these two players played against each other in Shenzhen at the Super Series finals, Chong Wei won that encounter, the opening game 21-12, before losing 22-20 in the deciding game.
It's a little bit of a difference today, I think.
I concur.
First of all, he looks much sharper,
Definitely.
he's got that look in his eye. And second of all, he's on that side now, I think, that he likes. So I think Pengyu should have done more on the other side, pushed it more, used the backcourt more. Looks like he's a step behind all the time too, so he's got to take some really good advice from CS1C, or he has to do more of that.
Yeah. Service over. 1-2.
Good flick serve again.
It's not, it doesn't look like Du normally to do those mistakes. It's not really very. So could that he feels the pressure in there of Chong Wei just being too quick and being too early on the shuttle, so he's been moved around. So he's forcing a little bit more than he has to. He simply can't follow the pace. Forcing it.
Yeah.
It's difficult to see right now how Du is supposed to come back in this match.
Well, one thing's for certain, he can't afford to let Chong Wei get too far in front.
Service over. 2-4.
Keep it tight in this second game. That's nicely taken.
3-4.
Well played by Du. And it's not a bad drop shot by, or net shot by Chong Wei. Spins it really tight, but still he's quick on it, Du. That's why we've probably seen these mistakes, because as soon as it's, you know, a little bit too high, these drop shots at the net. Look at Chong Wei, look. There, Du will come in. He actually goes forward and kills it on a drop shot. So Du can't help feel that he has to make it more sharper than normally and faster. And when you try to be faster than you actually can, you will make mistakes.
Ooh, it's broken strings of his racket.
Service over. 4-5.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed because he was in control of that.
I think look how quick he is, Chong Wei. Look at that. And here, look how quickly forward he comes down. Almost only one step. Nothing wrong with that racket.
Nothing wrong with his movement. leaping from the base position. Look, there he is.
One step. But what people need to see there is when as soon as he lands, his balance is forward.
Yeah.
And most important thing in badminton is to come away from the corners. Being able to accelerate away from the corners. Follow up with his shots.
Yeah, because I mean, we always talk about a player's speed to the shuttle, but actually, in reality, it's the recovery after a shot that's just as important. Shot. Oh, that's gone wide. Well, perhaps an indication of his confidence.
5-7.
He needs to hold that trick shot a little bit more if it's to be successful. Great spin by Adu. Oh.
What a rally.
Fantastic rally. And I must say, Du is actually playing much better now. He's actually playing much better now, so he's crawling back into it. We just gotta accept that Chong Wei will have rallies like this when he plays the mains. A little bit better for me. Oh. Fantastic. Badminton right now. Working his way back into the match.
Yeah.
Not sure this suits Chong Wei right now.
No, I have to say it's awfully reminiscent of the match in Shenzhen.
Taking a little bit, can't really keep the pace up Chong Wei right now, so. The one thing I do actually like about Du is that you can never really see where he is. He's always keeping the same attitude, no matter good or bad. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, that's your coaching hat on, you know. Because I love to see a player being expressive.
No, I didn't say.
Yeah.
I just say that's the one thing he can do.
Yeah.
I think you know what types of players I like.
Yeah.
but I'm just saying.
Mr. Jim Laugerson, who always showed his emotion on court. Good man.
Exactly. No, but
yeah.
it's just it's his way of doing it, and I can understand why people sometimes maybe underestimate him also, because they think, oh, we got this one.
Yeah.
But look here, 8-all.
Yeah.
It's not.
But the quality thing is he needed it, but he was able to produce it.
Yes. It's really, really good smash by Chong Wei, cross-court smash. But you can also see why there's more and more players having trouble playing against Du, because you need a smash like that to get. And there's not that many players that can produce the kind of shots that Chong Wei can produce. So.
Yeah.
Giving Chong Wei some of his own medicine. Straight smash down the line. Fantastic.
44.
Some very, very quick turns. Very quick turns in his footwork. Good.
He's had a lot of success with that deceptive flick serve. It's long. Once again, it's all level.
10-4.
Chong Wei, and he has the advantage at the mid-game interval, albeit the narrowest of possible advantages. Yes, we'll just be giving a little bit of tactical advice. When a man's appearing in his 69th major international tournament final, you have to guess he has a pretty good idea what's needed.
CS1, he really looks like he's still very fit.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
I have a tendency to see former players grow a little bit when they're finished.
Jim, why are you looking at me?
No, I didn't look at you. I'm just saying he looks really, really fit. Maybe he's joining the exercises.
Yeah. 11-10. Play.
Crucial moment for Pengyu right now.
Yeah.
Need to keep this tight.
Come on. Good judgment.
12-10.
Of course, the drift, as you've already said, Jim, very much to Chong Wei's advantage, because he knows that any push like that with any sort of pace from his opponent is likely to go long of that back line. Oh, that's behind.
13-10.
To me, Jim, just watching Malaysia move to that deep forehand corner, just look at the glides across. And again, your point that as soon as he's landed his body weight, he's going forward in court again.
far off distance. Oh, that's fantastic. See, that's class for Lee Chong Wei. He pushes Du to the backcourt. As soon as you can see Du can't really do anything, they're putting it to the net. He just stays at the net. Fantastic. And say 5-point lead now.
And it's 5 straight points as well, which I think is significant.
It is, yeah. The train is leaving, so he needs to catch it soon. Du needs to have any say in this match. Again here, look at that. Oh, fantastic.
Goes long. 6 straight points.
And that's what Lee Chong Wei is so good at. When he has people under pressure on the backcourt, he's so quick that he can stay at the net.
Yeah.
And if they decide to play it long, he's so fast that he still gets back and does something. So it's very, very difficult to play him.
Sense with Du Pengyu, it's now or never.
Oh, definitely.
Needs a little run of points right now.
And some luck.
Yeah. Oof. Wide by a whisker.
16.
accuracy.
17.
Malaysian spectators started cheering just before. They knew what was going to happen.
Well, he always wears that strapping on his left knee. Don't be too concerned about that.
Look at that.
Yep.
Look how far up he stays. Oh, well played by Du. But that's why it makes it so difficult to play with him, because if you want to keep the shuttle down, he's standing, he's already standing up. So you actually do need to hit that smash sometime, and if that's not precise, he's going to counter you. And he's quick.
Judgment, because the last one he left within. There was a tendency to be slightly hesitant on your decision making the next time the shuttle goes in that area of the court. 3 points away now from his third title here.
Chong Wei is playing really, really well today.
Yeah.
But I must say, I expected more of Du.
19, 30.
Before he's played. Of course, he's under pressure and Lee Chong Wei is playing better, but I thought he was actually a little bit more ready to take a step into the next level. I think we see here that he's still behind the likes of Lin Dan, Chen Long and Lee Chong Wei.
Motoring, isn't he? Goodness me.
Subs over. 14, 19.
brilliant smash.
Because he's gone straight every time. Yeah, he finds the backhand side of Blue, who has no chance to control the shot.
Well, the Malaysian fans are celebrating. Hold your horses. Man needs one more point yet to take the title. That's right, indeed he does, on his first opportunity. He retains his title and indeed wins his third title here at the Korean Open. 2 straight games. 21-12, 21-15 in 42 minutes. And for a man who lost to Pengyu the last time they played, that is an emphatic answer to some of his critics. He is the world #1, and he's played like the world #1 today. Magnificent throughout the week, Chong Wei. 21-12, 21-15. Subo will take his racket bag for him. Their confirmation for a third time here in Seoul at the Korean Open. Chong Wei is the champion. Well, of course, the players will get ready for the prize presentation. It's been a wonderful week in Seoul. It's been very, very chilly outside, but it's been red hot badminton in this Olympic stadium.
지금부터 2014 빅컵 코리아 오픈 슈퍼시리즈 프리미어 남자 단식 경기의 시상식을 발표하겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we will have our ceremony for men's singles match.
메달 수여는 오종만 대학 배드민턴협회 감사님께서, 꽃다발 수여는 김용경 한국 배드민턴 조직연맹 회장님께서, 상금 수여는 빌체 빅토라켓 선생님께서, 오시간마 수여 수여는 김선준 오시코리아 본부장님께서 해주시겠습니다.
Auditor of Chong Wei, Badminton Korea Association, President Kim Yong-jung, Korea International Badminton Federation, Chairman Yong-chen of the Toronto, Sales Director Kim Sang-jun of Ocean Korea, will help us with presenting awards.
입장 선수 입장.
After the players.
Chong Wei, his 45th title that he's won throughout his playing career, his 29th Super Series title.
Very, very impressive.
And the wait continues for Pengyu from China for his first ever tournament victory. His 4th Super Series tournament final today, and the 4th time he's had to settle for second best. But he is improving all the time. It's quite clear his confidence is growing. He is now a major player in the men's singles discipline in world badminton. Without question, his biggest payday of his career. Champion Chong Wei, says the public address, and he is a very big champion. 29 Super Series titles. His 3rd here in Korea, in his 5th consecutive final at this particular event. And of course, from here, don't forget he moves on to his home events in Malaysia. And he's already won the Malaysian Open 8 times. As world #1, of course, he will be the #1 seed next week. Prior to the Super Series finals of 2012, Lee Chong Wei played 9 individual tournaments. He reached 9 finals. He started 2013 in the same sort of vein. $75,000 US for Lee Chong Wei. But more important than that, if anybody doubted that the 30-year-old was a spent force, you think again. Well, of course, that does conclude the Victor Korea Open. All 5 finals have been completed. 3 of our finals today in 2 straight games, 2 going the full distance. We all started with women's doubles, and Wang Xiao Li and Yu Yang, the world champions and 2011 winners, regaining their title against thetheir teammates Ma Jin and Tang Jinhua. Then men's doubles, and disappointment for the world #1s, because the new Korean pairing of Go Sung-hyun and Lee Yong-dae, beating them in 1 hour and 4 minutes, 21-10 in the deciding game. A 6th Korean Open title for Lee Yong-dae. Then women's singles, and a repeat of the final from 3 years ago, but a reverse of the results from 3 years ago, because this time Sung Ji-hyun of Korea defeated the defending champion Wang Shexian of China in 2 straight games. The first Korean women's singles champion here at their home event for 8 years. Then mixed doubles, and what a thriller it was. We expected it. It was a repeat of the Olympic final. And as with the Olympics, it was Jiang Nang and Zhao Yunlei who prevailed in today's final. 1 hour and 11 minutes for 21-13 in the deciding game. And as we've just seen, Lee Chong Wei has taken the men's singles in 2 straight games. It really was a magnificent performance. It's been a magnificent week here in Seoul. It really has been tremendous. Jim Laugerson and myself, we've thoroughly enjoyed it, and certainly we've seen some tremendous badminton. That's it for this year's Korean Open. Next week I'll be in Malaysia. Hope you'll join us then. From all of us here in Seoul, until next week, bye-bye.
축하드립니다. 이지성님